index case passed away on the 29th of this month. Samples tested at 3 different reference laboratories confirmed that the cause of his death was the Ebola Sudan strain.
The Ministry of Health has officially confirmed an outbreak of the Ebola Sudan strain, which has already claimed the life of a 30-year-old male nurse from Mulago National Referral Hospital. Permanent Secretary Dr. Diana Atwine affirmed the development, adding that 45 contacts have been identified and will be isolated for 21 days.
The confirmed case, designated as the index case, is a 32-year-old male nurse who was an employee of Mulago National Referral Hospital, who initially developed flu-like illness and fever symptoms and sought treatment at multiple health facilities, and these include Mulago National Referral Hospital, Saidina Abubakar Islamic Hospital in Matuga in Wakiso District, and Mbale Regional Referral Hospital in Mbale City, as well as what we established as a traditional healer. Postmortem samples confirmed Sudan Ebola virus, and want to thank the teams that worked overnight to make sure that we got these results in time.
The Ministry of Health will now commence an Ebola vaccination exercise targeting those at risk, including health workers.
We are going to work within our means, within our systems. We have the resources, we have the human resource, whatever is at our disposal. We have the duty to safeguard and protect the population of Uganda.
All health facilities have been urged to strictly observe infection prevention and control measures by adhering to established standard operating procedures.
Our regional emergency operation centers in Kampala and Mbale to work 24/7 to continue to do active surveillance, and we have also activated our task teams in the respective places to make sure that they are on high alert.
The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, reassured the public that updates on the outbreak will continue to be provided. Any suspected Ebola cases should be reported to the Minister of Health through the toll-free line 0800 10 0066. Adia.
President Yoweri Museveni has met with Lango-based journalists at Baralegi State Lodge as part of his ongoing socio-economic tour of the region. During the interactive session, he emphasized the critical role of journalists in educating the public and fostering discussions that drive community transformation.
In a rare engagement with the media, President Museveni welcomed Lango journalists to Baralegi State Lodge, inviting 2 rounds of 10 questions focused on socio-economic transformation.
My question, Your Excellency, is that
however, the journalists also took the opportunity to raise concerns regarding infrastructure development and their own welfare.
You are rescued when you are brought back.
I used the revolutionary method, Your Excellency, to return home.
My worry is about the middlemen who always come whenever there is mass production in a country and they exploit the common man.
Is government having any idea of having an affirmative action so that we can increase the number of the trainees to be recruited at the hub?
But they find that because of their work, they don't have time really to make more money. They are requesting that you support their circle.
One key issue raised was the exploitation of farmers by middlemen, particularly in light of increased production under the parish development model (PDM). The president stressed that this challenge could be addressed through organized cooperatives. He also highlighted the importance of value addition, noting that it should not only be left solely to the government but also actively involve the private sector.
Now the cooperatives which were here in the past were mainly marketing cooperatives. So what will happen in this case is that the 7 cooperatives will transition into marketing cooperatives, and on account of that, they will start adding value together. We can start, help them to add value.
On affirmative action for northern Uganda under the PDM, President Museveni stated that its implementation would depend on the progress of the ongoing program.
Once there is a thirst for that, like I see now, we can increase the amount. We can say instead of 100, we have 200 million per parish. That's not a problem.
Addressing concerns over the fishing practices, the president urged the media to play a proactive role in educating communities on the importance of preserving lakes from harmful fishing methods. While he plans to meet with the fishing community in May, he called on journalists to initiate discussions why indigenous fishermen are being displaced by outsiders.
We must have a rationale of whom we allow and why. This is the same with mining, but I want you also to think about it and discuss it. What I think is correct is that we use the indigenous people around that area.
Regarding the ongoing political tensions between two ministers eyeing Lira City Woman MP seat, President Museveni distanced himself from the matter but pledged to engage them in efforts to restore unity.
They are doing it on their own. At some stage I will talk to them to stop dividing our people. I will talk to them, but I've not sent anybody.
When asked about the recent tragic incident in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the president was reserved in his comments but confirmed that he participated in a virtual meeting on the matter.
East African community, yes, we had a conference on Congo last night by video, and we were calling for stopping fighting, for dialogue, and so on.
In a show of support for the media, President Museveni pledged a van and 100 million shillings to the Lango Journalist Circle to enhance the welfare of the media personnel. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Prime Minister Robin Nabanja paid a working visit to a multi-billion fertilizer factory in Dodoma, Tanzania. Nabanja visited the Itracom fertilizer factory located 450 kilometers from Dar es Salaam on the sidelines of the Africa Heads of State Energy Summit as part of efforts to strengthen business ties between the two sister countries.
Meters from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma, the Prime Minister traveled via the standard gauge railway during her working visit to the multi-billion Intracom fertilizer company in Tanzania. Upon arriving in Dodoma, the Prime Minister was received by Tanzania's Minister for Trade and Industry, Selemani Said Jafo, along with the Managing Director of Intracom Fertilizers Tanzania, Nduwimana Nzaire, the Tanzania High Commissioner to Uganda, and other officials. Following her maiden tour of the fertilizer factory, Prime Minister Nabanja addressed leaders from both countries, emphasizing the importance of fertilizer application for socio-economic transformation.
Farmer education, our people to take advantage of the fertilizers that are available, and then we educate our farmers, because our farmers may need a lot of skills and training.
She further revealed that President Yoweri Museveni advised against taxing rice from Tanzania as a way of fostering mutual support between the two nations.
We were taxing your rice. Uganda Revenue Authority and Minister of Finance, we wanted money like any other economy. The President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, invited me and that team in his office. I said, stop. He said, my heart. I said, but we are collecting taxes and revenue for our economy and development. He said, no. Don't put any tax on anything that is coming from Tanzania.
Tanzania's Minister for Trade and Industry, Selemani Said Jafo, highlighted the significance of such visits in strengthening the cordial bilateral relations between Uganda and Tanzania.
The right honorable, the fertilizer industry plays a crucial role in ensuring food security, agriculture growth, and economic prosperity for both our nations.
Uganda's State Minister for Energy Okasai Opolot commended Intracom Fertilizers for their innovative efforts in promoting agriculture across the region.
My background is agriculture. I've never ever had a product which is organo-mineral fertilizer. This unique, and we East Africans should actually be proud about it.
I want to thank Intracom for a wonderful job that you have done and for allowing us to be your partners.
Managing Director of Intracom Fertilizers Tanzania, Ndirumana Nanzaire, stressed the need for farmers to embrace fertilizer use to enhance competitiveness in the market. Ndirumana further disclosed that the company plans to establish a fertilizer factory that will manufacture fertilizers from cow dung. The new facility will be located in Kampiringisa in PG district. Following the conclusion of her official engagements, the Prime Minister was seen off last night at Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam by senior government officials and Uganda's High Commissioner to Tanzania, retired Colonel Fred Mwesige, amid jubilations from the Tanzanian people. The Intracom Fertilizer Factory is situated in the Nala Industrial Area in Dodoma City, the heart of Tanzania. Reporting for ABC TV News, Helen Barbara and Kasoha Ismail.
Following the sudden death of the Director General of the Internal Security Organization, ISO, Brigadier General Charles Oluka, at a family hospital in Seguku along Entebbe Road last evening before the body was transferred to Mulago National Referral Hospital, we look at Oluka's biography through from humble beginnings, rising through the ranks to where he was. The post-mortem report indicates that the Brigadier General succumbed to heart complications. UBC News tonight. In a strategic move to strengthen party support, the National Resistance Movement Secretariat has officially selected Hajat Farida Nambi as their flag bearer for the Kawempe North by-election. The decision was made during a high-level meeting held last night at Makerere University following the passing of Segrinya Muhammad, the former MP in that constituency.
Zeroed on is Hajat Nambi Farida.
The National Resistance Movement's Director of Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, praised the unity and cooperation displayed throughout the selection process.
Obweyamo bwe mutuwadde mbeegayirira obweyamo obutubutuukirize. Ekibiina kya NRM is bigger than any of us. Ate ekisinga obukulu mu byonna bino ebyakalulu ka leero bwe kaggwa mu Maachi nga 13 tujja kuba tulina emyezi ng'esatu gyokka ena tutandike okwetegekera akalulu ka 2026. Kaakati ebitulwanya tebiina kubaawo. Tukole bukozi kyonna ekisoboka kubanga akalulu kano kagenda kuditamininga bingi. N'olwekyo nsaba bannakawempe muleme okwerabira ekyo.
She emphasized the need for collective effort to secure victory in Kawempe North, a constituency known for its dynamic political environment. The chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tango Doi, underscored the importance of dialogue in resolving internal disputes.
I assure you, you've saved me the pain of abuse. I've been sacked by social media 271 times. 200. Because of Kiso. 271 times. I have the list. Led by Kazibe Jamil. But now that there's nothing here, agreement has been struck. The leaders. I want to thank leaders.
While the endorsement of Hajat Farida Nambi was welcomed by some, it was a heartbreaking moment for fellow aspirants, including Mutumba Onesmus, Katabazi Sam Sankara, and Hajat Hanifa M. Karadi.
It is really very hard to see a man's tear flowing for the interest of the party. When you people in your hearts have decided, when you are the God of all God, I love my president. I love my party. I've opened up offices for NRM. I've always had that ground for the people. And I would love to thank the few who have said Mutumba is the best candidate. And I want to be categorically clear. I'm going to support NRM. This spirit, I'm leaving this out. I want you people to feel the pain. Most especially the leaders of Kawempe. I want you to feel the pain. You people, you are not human. How would you love these young people to join NRM? And I want to do this with nothing attached to me.
To me, I am not agreeing with the flag bearer or you have chosen or the decision you have come or you have shared here. And I will declare to come as independent if the party does not sort this out. Then I will come as independent.
It is not right. It is not fair for her to make such a claim that the candidate that has been declared flag bearer came later than her or the others. We all know that the Fantastic Four declared way earlier than the other candidates, but in the interest of the party, and I'm glad that we had a very wonderful conversation, discussion, and deliberation today. We agreed that we must front party interests first. Honorable Nambi Farida, congratulations. You can be sure you have my full support.
Some contenders stepped down with tears in their eyes, reflecting the emotional intensity of the race.
But I take this to the national chairman. If you want to leave the legacy of NRM and doesn't want to end of you, please let the procedures be followed well. I will rally behind any candidate that NRM goes to do. I'm not taking any single point from any candidate. I'm not taking this because of anything. I want to thank those who have guided me. I want to thank everyone here, and for the party, I pray that God make us have more years to see that the generation President Museveni started in the bush, that also leave that leaders for the party.
I want to thank Honorable Mtumba Onesmus George. I want to thank Honorable Juliet Namale. I want to thank Honorable Katabazi Sankara, and I want to thank Honorable Jemba and Honorable Takuba for saying that the party has to come first. We were many candidates that were aspiring for this primary, but our party chairman guided that there will be no primary.
The Electoral Commission has scheduled the Kawempe North by-election for March 13th, 2025. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Politics is not for the weak-hearted, as the saying goes, manifested in that story. Following still the passing of the late Segrinya Muhammad, that is the former MP Kawempe municipality, the Electoral Commission recently announced a by-election in the area. Now, several political parties, including the NRM, like we have just seen, Democratic Party, FDC, and the NUP have started nominating candidates to contest for the position. Among them is Kawoye Chigongo Samuel, as the race for Kawempe North heats up.
The National Resistance Movement Party has officially declared Hajati Farida Nambi as its flag bearer, edging out to other party members who had expressed interest in the position. However, the decision has been met with a resistance, particularly from Hajati Hanifa Karadi, an NRM cadre who was among the contenders for the party ticket. She has openly challenged the NRM Electoral Commission's endorsement of Hajati Farida Nambi. Speaking on the matter, Karadi criticized the party's selection process, calling it unfair and biased.
Declared the seventh candidate who was not part of the six who have been looking for the votes from the grassroots. We've been there for the party. It is unfortunate that the leaders of the party, they are breeding what they call independence because of the unfair processes.
Karadi further questioned the legitimacy of Hajati Farida Nambi's residence in Kawempe North. However, in response, Nambi defended her eligibility, maintaining that she meets all necessary requirements.
It's unfortunate that even the candidate that was declared does not come from Kawempe North.
I've been a flag bearer for Kampala district, which has Nakawa, Kawempe, both north and south, Makindye, both east and west, Rubaga, both south and north, and the central. So anybody to say that I have just come in Kawempe is not saying the truth.
Following the dispute, Hajat Hanifa Karadi declared her candidature as an independent, vowing to contest the election outside the NRM framework.
Therefore, call upon all my supporters that I will go on and I will be on the ballot paper of the Electoral Commission.
Meanwhile, Hajati Farida Nambi pledged to deliver quality services to the people of Kawempe North if elected.
Issues of promotion of sports and talent in the youth.
In a surprising turn, Twahera Segrinya, widow to the late Muhammad Segrinya, has also joined the race, accompanied by fellow widows and orphans.
We apologize for that, and we'll have the story continued later on. But still in Kawempe, the atmosphere there has intensified as the by-election to fill the vacant seat left by the late Segrinya gains momentum. The latest other development follows the confirmation of some other aspirants that want the seat.
Today, 30th, the exercise went on well. We received 2 candidates for those ones who wanted Member of Parliament, but we approved one, and that was Magala Umaru. The other one lacked, in fact, the other one, Frederick, came with only A level. So we told him to come the following day or tomorrow to bring the O level because we wanted A and O level. So he told us that he will be coming back tomorrow. So far today we approved one person. And then for the position of councillor, we received one person by the name Zigamusa Ngovi, who also managed to bring his academic papers and were approved. But we are waiting for some people tomorrow, because today was our first day and we are closing on Tuesday. So other people have so far booked. Tomorrow we're expecting them. But that day went on well. There was no havoc. We've not changed the process. As you see, this committee, we award 50 marks. Then we are going to have another team that's going to be on ground to assess the strength of our candidate on ground. That's how we are going to get our candidates. It's going to be transparent. The system is going to be transparent this time. We do not.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution, or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone, or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
News tonight. Now, the East African Community Presidents virtually held the 24th Extraordinary Summit of the East African Community Heads of State. After a warm and cordial atmosphere, they released a joint communique on the recent developments, especially in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo has over the years been fragile, but has over the past fortnight dived into fully-fledged war that has resulted in loss of life and property, especially in the eastern part. This scenario has caught the attention of the world, with East African community leaders holding a virtual session to deliberate on a way forward.
And we are all in agreement that now more than ever, it is an existential issue, not just for the people of Eastern DRC, but for this region. The situation in Eastern DRC now demands our collective focus.
The session that was convened by Kenya's President William Ruto was attended by Uganda's Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Tanzania's Samia Suluhu, Somalia's Sheikh Mohammed, and Burundi's Evariste Ndayishimiye. Others in attendance were South Sudan President Salva Kiir and of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. The members deliberated on developments and the deteriorating security situation which has led to loss of lives, humanitarian crisis, and suffering of people. They also offered condolences to the families of those affected and wished a quick recovery to the injured. The virtual summit also expressed concern about the expanding crisis that has manifested into attacks on diplomatic missions, embassies and staff, and urged Democratic Republic of Congo to protect diplomatic missions. To the warring factions, the call was to cease hostilities and observe immediate and unconditional ceasefire and facilitate humanitarian access. The summit also called for peaceful settlement of the conflicts and strongly urged the DRC government to directly engage with all stakeholders, including M23, that have grievances. Noting that the South African Development Community SADC has also been involved in Eastern DRC, the summit decided on a joint EAC SADC meeting to deliberate on the way forward.
Relatedly, as the conflict between the M23 rebels and the Kinshasa government continues to escalate in the DRC, Kampala is urging both parties to adopt the resolutions set forth by the East African heads of state. These resolutions aim at bringing an end to the ongoing hostilities through peaceful dialogue.
Ongoing fighting in the Democratic Republic of Congo has resulted in widespread instability, claiming hundreds of lives and displacing thousands. The humanitarian crisis has worsened, with the refugees seeking safety in Uganda.
Uganda continues to bear pressure, especially on account of so many refugees who have come in Uganda. Just to inform the country, by December 2024, Uganda was host to 560,000 refugees, all of these coming from DRC. Now, with the current insurgency, we know there has been an influx of many more thousands who have crossed over, so we continue to suffer that pressure on our social amenities.
In an exclusive interview, the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, John Mulimba, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional affairs, emphasized the need for dialogue. He urged both the Congolese government and M23 rebels to adopt the resolutions proposed by the East African heads of state.
So we continue to urge the warring parties, government of DRC, and the rebels to put down arms and conditionally and get back to the negotiating table. Uganda's approach has always been regional, because we do understand clearly that the conflict in DRC is both internal and regional, and therefore can only have a regional mechanism. Under the auspices of East Africa began a process under the Nairobi East African-led peace process. SADC also began the SADC Rwanda-led peace process. Our proposal as Uganda and our belief is that we cannot have these disjointed processes. We urge for the merging of the two processes into one that can easily be monitored and implemented.
Despite Uganda's calls for peace, both Uganda and Rwanda have found themselves at the center of controversy. A recent United Nations report accused both nations of providing support to the M23 rebels, allegations that Uganda firmly denies.
Military has presence in DRC on agreement by the government of DRC to carry out a joint UPDF FADC mission against the insurgents, the ADF. So that's what Uganda is in DRC to do. But Uganda does not take part in internal affairs of neighboring, not any other foreign sovereign country.
Mulimba stated that repatriation programs are currently underway from Kinshasa, with over 90% of the embassy staff already returned to Uganda. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Police in Kampala have raided Nasa Road and arrested 2 suspected men suspected of repackaging and selling substandard school supplies, including glue and repurposed printing paper.
Raid with exhibits of these raw materials and counterfeits. And this we are going to use them.
Fraudsters taking advantage of the school's reopening period to distribute fake scholastic supplies have been arrested over causing financial loss to unsuspecting buyers and undermining legitimate businesses.
One, the business communities who are still dealing in these counterfeits and raw materials of papers, that they don't add value to it before selling, that they should stop. This operation is not going to end here today. We shall continue carrying out this operation.
Inside Moza Plaza, police arrested a suspect identified as Motagubia, who was caught packing fake glue into boxes for sale.
But when you go to a shop and you bargain and they reduce for you the price of that product, where you know the standard, that this is the price, just know that that one is a fake product, that is the raw material, that product does not meet the standard.
Onlookers during the operation hailed police for the crackdown, citing personal losses from purchasing poor quality materials. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson Patrick Onyango said the counterfeiters had been repacking low-quality glue and paper to resemble high-grade imports.
Guardians, especially in this period when children are going back to school, that please be vigilant. Be vigilant. There are papers, especially reams of papers, that when you see by yourself, you will see the quantity, you will see the volume of the rim that is very small.
Sold at lower prices, these materials mislead consumers and harm genuine businesses. Onyango warned those involved in counterfeiting to stop immediately or face prosecution. He also urged parents to carefully inspect school supplies before purchasing to avoid falling victim to fraud.
Could not just sit and see it going on. We had to come in to do something that we put a stop to it.
During the raid, police cordoned off buildings, drawing a crowd of onlookers. Amnavka Farida and Deo Habimana.
In the sector of paper.
Marriage institution defenders, in collaboration with the Uganda Police Department of Children and Family Protection, are alarmed by the sharp increase in the number of single mothers across the country. To address this issue, marriage activists are urging the Ministry of Education and Sport to introduce a family and marriage course unit in higher institutions of learning.
Continue. Marriage is the continuation of society, but it needs competences and skills to perform in marriage.
Adeke Jacinta, now 42 years old, had a trial marriage at a young age, during which she bore 2 children, now teenagers. Her children's father has been absent throughout their upbringing. Jacinta bears the burden of handling school fees, welfare, and everything else on her own. What should have been a shared responsibility has become a one-woman show.
Personally, before I crossed to police, I stopped at senior 6, joined police, and I ended up in a relationship. You know, like I just started work, hardly 3 months in the field, and I conceived. You know, up to this day, I really wish somebody had talked to me about relationships, about marriage. I wish someone had prepared me for this.
In higher institutions of learning, many youth are 18 years and above, sexually active. Is this age bracket when dating and courtship often occur?
Because at this age you have the maturity and you have the ideology of
having someone, of dating. And some people are even cohabiting, but it depends. All this knowledge, if you don't have background information, you cannot push forward this.
Some relationships don't lead to lasting commitment, resulting in unwanted pregnancies.
UBOS 223 has discovered there's an increasing number of single parents from 20% in 220 to 30% in 223. That is a dilemma, and it clearly indicated that the age bracket are 18 to 35, predominantly women. So we have children whose fathers are absent. They are not dead, but they are absent.
As a result, marriage defenders are pushing for the introduction of a family and marriage course unit in higher institutions of learning, aiming to educate young people on the dynamics of the marriage and how to avoid the mistakes that undermine the sanctity of the family.
So if we have entrusted everything with schools, let's also entrust it with integrating family education as a course unit, so that we are able to bridge the gap and restore the strong moral fabrics in our society.
As you're completing, you should also have learned where you're going for a lifetime, because marriage is a lifetime thing.
Students come from university direct to marry. After graduation, they go into marriage when they don't know anything concerning marriage.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
For watching, let's take a short break. Keep it with us.
Lillian! Lily flower!
Osmosis.
The cedar burst of beauty, the power bank of my heart, the sugar of my milk tea.
I'm glad you're here. Today buy for us some chicken.
No problem, you can eat whatever you want. I had already ordered. How much?
122.
122? Now, what if I take this one and this one? And can I also borrow this one? How much now?
When your money is not enough, don't hassle. We're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay.
The Ministry of Water and Environment, in collaboration with its partners, invites you to the commemoration of World Wetlands Day on February 2nd, 2025 at Katerera Playground, Rubirizi District, starting at 9 a.m. The theme for this year is Conserving Wetlands Today for a Secure Tomorrow. The guest of honor is His Excellency the President of Uganda. Let's celebrate the vital role of wetlands in sustaining life and livelihood. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Water and Environment, Rubirizi District Local Government, in partnership with UNDP and GCF projects.
Special announcement. The NRM National Chairman, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa, informs all party members and the entire public that the display and update of the members register commences this Wednesday, January the 29th to Saturday, February 1st, 2025. During the exercise, the following activities will be undertaken. Registration of new members, including students aged 16 and 17 years, as identified by the NRM Village Committee, and checking the accuracy of members' particulars. At the end of the update exercise on Saturday, February 1st, 2025, a village baraza will be held to scrutinize the register and subject it to a public audit where ineligible members will be deleted and any eligible members physically present be added. Announced by the Right Honorable Richard Todwang, Secretary General of the NRM.
Members of Parliament have questioned the inconsistencies in the figures between the National Development Plan and the revenue for the financial year 2025-26. This follows both reports from majority and minority indicating that the budget framework paper is not in line with the National Development Plan 4 and the Charter for Fiscal Responsibility. The Attorney General Chiwanuka guided otherwise, informing the House on the said inconsistencies deterring worries on the figures between the planning and the projected revenue. Chiwanuka says that the differences in the figures based on the aspirations of government in accordance with the budget in place. UNAM community in Pakwachi district are appealing for government and well-wishers to support the rehabilitation of the Wanglei culture site on the banks of River Nile in Pakwachi district. The community believes the deeply significant landmark for the Luo culture across the region has the potential to generate revenue in addition to offering a deep insight into the culture and historical ties between the Acholi and the Alur people.
Located on the banks of the River Nile in Pakwach district is the Wanglei Heritage Site, a very crucial site at the heart of the Luo culture across the region. Legend has it that this site, where two Luo founding figures of the Alur and Acholi people, Nyipir and Nyabongo, were separated following a fight and each took their people to different directions.
So this is the cultural site. This is where they separated from. This place is so important to us. This is some people's inheritance where Labongo moved on to the Asholi side and the Gipir remained this side. That's why the Alur, they are the Gipir people, and Asholi, they are for Labongo. But we are one. We are not different people because we came from the same grandfather.
At this exact site of the separation of Gipir and Labongo, an information board has been erected, offering the visitors a brief insight into the shared history and traditions of the Alur and the Acholi. Despite its rich historical and cultural significance, the current state of the Wanglei site is concerning.
It is a place for tourist attraction, but with lack of income, we could not afford to maintain it.
As it is neighboring to Mashon Falls National Park, as you can see across the other side, we could acquire the same people who come for tourism, the other side to as well come and support us here.
Currently, the Wanglei site is being preserved and protected by the Junam community, one of the indigenous groups in Pakwach district.
This is the famous Wanglei cultural site just across the Nile in Pakwach district. As I can read here, Wanglei has maintained its symbolic function as a source of ethnic identity for the Luo people, a vast ethnic group occupying parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, and South Sudan. Where I'm standing currently looks a little bit dilapidated, and the community here in Pakwach wants help to revive it and make it look better. And obviously, when it looks better, it is going to generate income.
The Junam, whose main economic activities include fishing and agriculture, rely on the River Nile and Lake Albert for fishing, while also cultivating crops such as millet and sorghum.
In Baganda, they say, Abaganda.
Oh, yes,
Aba. That one, Aba. Jo is Aba. Then Nam is that river that you see, is that river. That's what they call Nam. That's why we are called Jonam. We were at first called the Alur, yes. But after on, Junam on itself, it after got a constitution. It's now a Junam. Okay. It's now a tribe, yeah. Right. So we are the Junam people, and this is why we are called Junam. This river that you see here. It's a very beautiful river. As right now, you see we are moving to the shores.
Community members are calling for the rehabilitation of Wanglei, including the construction of a mini museum that will help preserve culture and tell the story of the Acholi and Arur people for future generations. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
The 2025 Chinese Spring Festival Gala is taking place in Beijing with captivating cultural performances to audiences tuning in from all around the world as people celebrate one of the most important Chinese holidays. The gala opened on Tuesday, Beijing time, taking place at 4 sub-venues across the country, namely Wuxi, Wuhan, Chongqing, and Lhasa. It's running under the theme, Year of the Snake, Keep Your Spirit Awake. The annual television extravaganza is featuring a dazzling array of singing and dancing, opera, comedy sketches, martial arts, and other performances. This year's show features more elements of intangible cultural heritage such as Lazi Dusi, a traditional tap dance from Lazi County in Xinjiang Autonomous Region, and the ritual act of Yingyi dance, which is popular in the Shoshan area of the southern Guangdong province. The gala demonstrates the rich and diverse culture of China as it brings together artists from mainland Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, and performers of various ethnic groups. A delighted collision of cultures is displayed at the event, with Chinese and Peruvian artists sharing the stage to deliver a performance blending a traditional Chinese folk song with a popular Peruvian orchestral music piece. The marathon variety show has reached a climax with a countdown to New Year and the ringing of the midnight bell, signaling the arrival of the Year of the Snake. The gala was first broadcasted in 1983 and was seen as a major cultural symbol for Spring Festival celebrations in China. Recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's most watched annual TV program, the hours-long television extravaganza attracts over 1 billion views every year.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
The Uganda Human Rights Commission, UHRC, established under Article 51 of Uganda's Constitution, protects and promotes human rights through receiving, investigating, and holding tribunals to award damages for human rights violations, conducting research, civic education, monitoring detention centers, government compliance with treaty obligations, and presents an annual human rights report to Parliament. As part of its advocacy strategy, the UHRC last year commemorated the International Human Rights Day on 10th December under the theme, Reducing Inequalities in the Enforcement of Environmental Rights and Mitigating the Impact of Environmental Degradation in Uganda. Activities included a press conference led by Chairperson Honorable Mariam Wagadia, TV and radio talk shows, a newspaper supplement. The main event was a high-level public dialogue at Golf Course Hotel with the 3rd Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rukia Isanga Nakadama, as a chief guest. Key stakeholders in attendance included the EU Deputy Ambassador to Uganda, the UN Women Country Representative, the Japanese Ambassador to Uganda, representatives of heads of government ministries, departments and agencies. The dialogue focused on advocating for environmental rights. It was supported by various partners.
The second edition of the Kirele Sikwacha Golf Tournament has started with action at the Par 72 Uganda Golf Club, Chitante.
More than 40 golfers have taken part in the opening round of the 2025 Kilelesi Kwacha Golf Tournament at the Pasevenja Uganda Golf Club Kitante. Casually started last year, the Kilelesi Kwacha Golf Tournament has grown in stature and now includes the nation's society creme de la creme, including John Kato, who scored 80 net.
Us who are in some sort of position to support, we need to support them in a corporate way. And that is why this Chile race is good, because now our golfers are going to go out in the international scene and play better because they'll have played more. They'll have done more competition. So Chile race, I commend so much the promoters of Chile race group and the other sponsors who come in with me to support them. We need to support all sports in Uganda, and us who are involved in golf, we need to support these young men so that they can go out and support us. Next month, in February, there's the Kenya Open, and the Kenya Open, I'm sure some Ugandan boys are going to go there, and if they go without having practiced and participated quite a bit, they won't do well.
The tournament attracts both professionals and top gross players and truly demystifies the notion of golf being a rich man's game.
If I look around, unfortunately, I don't know if your camera can look around, but if I look around, the people I'm seeing around are not rich people, and they have got golf kits and they are playing golf. It's a game of dedication. You need to be dedicated to play it. It is not exactly cheap. It's not free, but it is playable. It is not an extremely expensive sport.
In the action, Amon Bwambale, who played alongside Bruce Aijuka and Ian Karema, scored an impressive 66 net to top the day and take home the top prize of 1,050,000 Uganda shillings. Walter Tukahirwa's 67 net finished him second, and he took home 850,000 Uganda shillings, while Ronaldo Tire in third got 650,000 Uganda shillings, with a joint fourth-placed Dennis Lulangwa and Ibrahim Semakula each getting 235,000 Uganda shillings. Other players that took part include Regan Akena, Titus Okwong, Joseph Chunyai, Mark Namanya, Robina Angom, and Tazan Lubega. This year's cash-laden Kilelesi Kwacha Golf Tournament will have 12 legs, including stops at Entebbe next week, to be followed by Lugazi, Kigo, Namulonge, and Jinja.
You at this point, we'll get back at 10 p.m. with another arrangement. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Namiomba Dorothy and the rest of the team. Let's catch you then.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Qualified, professional, and compassionate doctors talking real solutions to real health problems.
Today on the Doc Talk Show, we are pleased to host a dermatologist from Unity Skin Clinic to tell us about common skin disorders that affect children and adults. Please welcome with me Dr. Sempereza Malik. You're most welcome to the show, Doctor. Thank you. And I am your host for the evening, Dr. Darius Owachi. So let's dig into understanding more about these skin problems that are driving people's minds crazy in today's world. So Dr. Malik, you are a doctor of the skin problems, and this is a very sensitive issue to so many people, both men and women. They're always concerned about how they look, what's the color